Hickok 45. A little cold today, so we're going to stand by the fire and shoot. How's that? Got the Canik TP9 SA 9mm, made in Turkey, my home country. We're going to see if it'll shoot. Nice. Has a lot of bullets, I'll have to say. And it shoots through fire. Look at that, right through the flames. Not bad, right through the flames. I'm gonna try that again. Oh, it feels good, John. I'm not leaving this burn barrel. Right through the fire. Let's hold it in the fire, see if it, see how it does. Let's hit the gong through the fire. I think we popped it. Let's try it left-handed. Okay, enough fooling around. Time to get tough. Enjoy the cold weather. All right, you guys are worth it. Plus, we are testing this firearm. We have been testing it just to make sure it will operate under all conditions, and so far it has. Okay, the Canik TP9 SA, which is an upgrade of the Canik TP9 you've seen right here and you've seen around the internet, because these firearms have, I guess, taken the, I don't know, firearms world, the shooting world, in a way by storm, at least a small storm, thunder shower at least, because they are a pretty good value. They're really made, seem to be made well. They're in one of those whatever ISO 9000 certified factories, you know, where they're tested, military contractors in Turkey that make a lot of military firearms. And so for $400, $399, that's why they get so much attention. Anytime you have a firearm that seems like a pretty good firearm and it's priced really reasonably, then yeah, you got to ask about it. You got to investigate it and see what the deal is with it, because we know everything firearms, you know, you name it, they're more expensive than they used to be, aren't they? So, and we've got the earlier model. We got the TP9. I even brought out the VP9 HK, and I'll talk about why I brought it out here. Federal's help there. Okay, what about it? What are we doing? Well, main subject is, of course, the TP9 SA, which is an upgrade of this one. And this, for the money, again, this ran, I think it ran about $350. You see it anywhere from $325 to $365 or something like that. I'm not sure if it's changed in price much. Pretty good gun, pretty good pistol. For the money, a really good pistol. So, you know, check out that video. I'll put a link in the description to this one, and we'll do a little bit of comparison. But it really is a different gun in a lot of ways. It's also the same. You know, it's kind of a version in a way of the Walther P99. You know, they both are. You got the decocker there, like the Walther P99. Whoops, I decocked it with the trigger. You can push on either side. I think the P99 just has it on one side. But you got the decocker and everything. And so they're similar in a lot of ways. Biggest difference, you might already know, between the TP9 and TP9 SA for single action is that single action trigger. It is a really heavenly trigger. Anything you've seen about it was absolutely true about its being a really, really nice trigger. It's got a great break, very short reset. You just don't get much better in terms of a striker fired trigger. Yeah, I'll tell you, that's almost all you need to know. This is a really, seems to be a well-made firearm, and it has all the characteristics, for the most part, that this one has, except that trigger is heavenly. And that's one reason I brought out the VP9, the HK. You know, one of the nice things about this is the trigger. It has a really nice trigger. People today are looking for a really good striker fired trigger. I mean, many of us are. The best we can get. I think Glock's upped its game on striker fired trigger. I brought that out too, the Glock 17, because back in the 80s, it had some mushy triggers. But for the most part, they're nice striker fired trigger. Pretty crisp break on most Glocks now, the Gen 4 Glocks I've discovered. But the other reason I brought it out is, again, these are all kind of service size weapons, firearms. Okay, not necessarily a weapon, but they're all, you stick them all together. Okay, we just keep track of what we have. We got the TP9 SA, the gun in question right there on the right, and we got the Glock. We've got the TP9, the first one, and we've got the VP9, the H&K. You know, they're all relatively the same size. You know, not a lot of difference, really. And if I put the magazine in the TP9 SA there, brings them about, the Glock's a little shorter and holds 17. So they all hold a similar capacity, except the VP9 HK, you know, it holds 15. Could hold more, but it holds 15. Okay, I mean, they could have made it so it would hold more, but it holds 15. I was just looking, I've been shooting this thing off and on for a couple of weeks, and I don't know, the angle of the slide to frame and everything and the feel of it, it just reminded me, so you know what, this reminds me a little bit of the VP9, and I see why. I think the VP9 feels a little bit better with the grip. I got the bigger grip hump on it. It might feel a little bit better, but I guess some would consider it shameful to compare the HK, you know, with the Canik perhaps. But if this thing is as durable, and I'm not going to shoot it 10,000 times or 100,000 times to determine that, you'll have to do that. Okay, I don't have that time to do that. But if it's that durable as everybody says it is, and it seems to purport to be, yeah, and you're looking for a really nice striker-fired full-size pistol, and you're looking at the VP9, or I don't know, a Glock, or an M&P, Ruger, whatever you're looking at, maybe this is an option. That's my point, by bringing it out here with some other brands that maybe you wouldn't think about comparing it with, because it feels good, it feels solid, and yeah, shoots pretty well. Now, let me reload the mag and I'll give you a negative about it. How's that? It is capable of missing. How's that for a negative? $4.99 is of course a positive. You might find it for less than that, I don't know. But one of the negatives is it shoots, and let's see, on the sights, could probably get a different set of sights, but there's no real elevation adjustment there. You got windage adjustment, but it shoots high, and not enough to just worthless, can't shoot it or anything like that. But it does really prints high for me. I don't know what other people are finding. I've not seen anybody mention that, but it shoots considerably, you know, high. If I hold right on the belly of the cowboy down there, I'll hit him in the face. You know, kind of like an old Colt single action. It just prints high from where you hold the sights, where you align the sights. Okay, that's one negative. I'm not sure about the grip angle. John and I are talking about that. I'm kind of accustomed to that kind of angle, you know, like the Glock has. I don't like the hump on the back of the grip, but you kind of get that angle with a 1911. You know, so that's kind of the classic angle of a handgun. Some of these newer ones, and you know, even the VP9 is kind of like that. You get more of a 90-degree angle. See what I'm saying? Maybe not as much as it is. I look at it more closely. It feels like a 90-degree angle. It's not quite a 90-degree angle. I would like a little lean there to it, just a little bit more. But other than that, and it's shooting a little bit high, it seems fine. It had no malfunctions. Okay, it has just cranked right on. Shot a few hundred rounds, and it just shoots. Trigger, again, it's something you could brag about all day long, because it has quite a break on it. It's very light and it's crisp, and I like that trigger. Cannot complain about that. Let's take a few more shots. I don't like the holster that comes with it, because I don't like that style at all. Don't want my finger, but I put it on today because it's the only one I have. Okay, let's shoot it some more. Well, there's an old frozen pumpkin. Let's put a round in the chamber. Two-liter thought it was going to get away. See if I can pick off that those pottery remains there. Yeah, I'm going high, see, and I'm holding low. There we go. Got to adjust it. You know what I need to do need to call Kentucky, my buddies in Kentucky, I won't do it right now, and get permission to use Kentucky windage. Because if I want to, let's say, hit that little red plate right there, I need to hold below it. Yeah, hold just below it, and then hit it almost in the middle. So that's how high it shoots based on point of aim. Let me hold in the middle of the cowboy, right on his belly. There you go, caught him almost up in the neck. So not horrible, but does shoot high. For me, this particular gun. And if I'm going to shoot the gong, I think I need to hold underneath it a little bit. Yep, let's try that red plate on the right. I have to hold down the leaves. Yeah. Yep, I was aiming at that brown leaf over there. Windage is okay. Good little shooter. Good little shooter. Nary a malfunction. Okay. I think if you're considering one of these lower end Turkish pistols, then you can't go wrong. It's I'm not going to go and blow by blow every little detail and the difference. You can get that information, but it's, you notice the frame has a little bit of different design. It's kind of been modernized. It feels a little bit better. Your trigger guard, you know, you get a little more squared off trigger guard. Even the slide has a slightly different, you know, contour and cut to it. I don't know if it's any thinner or not, but you know, a little bit different. It feels a little better. It feels a little more streamlined. And you do have, I think, metal sights on this one. You have steel sights versus the polymer, I believe, on this one. Yeah, as long as they work, I'm not as bothered by that as some people are. And of course, your trigger is dramatically different. You know, now you do have on this one, the TP9 original, you do have second strike capability. You know, because of that trigger. If that's important to you, you might prefer to have this one. Let's check the thickness. It should be about the same, I would think. Yeah, about the same. Let's see on the H&K, about the same. It might be just a tad. Mr. Glock, well, the slide's a lot thinner, but when you get down to the frame, it's, you know, the same or even thicker, but the slide's thinner. Okay, give you an idea on that. Again, it's a big gun. I see this as a carry gun. I'll shoot one more magazine, okay? I know y'all have to run, but let's shoot one more. 'Cause I'll tell you what, if you're sitting in your living room or bedroom watching us on computer, you're a lot warmer than we are, okay? So if I can stick it out for one more magazine, I expect you to get tough and do it too, okay? 124 grain, full metal jacket, American Eagle, Federal. Okay, that's what we're throwing out here. Good little gun. I can't think of a lot of negatives other than, you know, me, I prefer a mid-size pistol, you know, in the Glock 19 size, the compact size, whatever brand we're talking about. So we got a full-size pistol there. And if they can ever get a mid-size pistol like this into the country, I think it would be a really big seller. Maybe you don't need a mid-size, a smaller pistol. You just shoot it at the range, or it's home defense, or you like to carry a big gun. I don't know. But boy, what I'll tell you, you won't find a better trigger. You will not. Let's put one in the chamber this time and put in the holster. And again, I don't like these triggers. You can read up on that. It's the reason some people don't like them. It's the reason I don't. I don't want my finger pushing on anything as I'm grabbing from the holster. My thumb is okay, but not my trigger finger. I don't want to get confused. Oh, look at here, a 2-liter right in front of my face. And I almost forgot about this one. Okay. Oh. Got to use the sights. Let's do another one on the gong. Boom, finished up on the gong. Nice pistol, $3.99. I expect they'll sell a lot of these because it feels like quality and it shoots great, has a good trigger. If somebody comes up with some negatives I'm not aware of, and again, time will tell. These guns have not been, I don't think, in circulation in this country that heavily for very long. The first one, or this one especially. Who knows? Could be after a year or two of people using them and shooting them, things start falling off of them. I don't know. You just never know until something's proven itself over a period of months and years. So, but it looks like a fine firearm. Does not have a magazine disconnect either. Okay, so we appreciate Bud's Gun Shop sending this to us, and Federal providing some food for it. So be sure you check us out on Facebook, and the Hickok 45 and Son channel on Facebook too. Hickok 45 on Facebook. We forget to remind you that occasionally, that we're out there, you know, in different places, being silly and sometimes just being ourselves. But we appreciate you all watching, and a pretty nice pistol. Life is good.